Now, May 14th today is International Dylan Thomas Day. And anybody who's seen my Facebook cover, my Poetry Heroes, Dylan Thomas is there with John Cooper Clarke, Mr. John Betjeman, Charles Cosley, Pam Ayres, and Nocius from up Pompeii. Remember him? This happy coincidence, May the 14th, and tonight sparked me into writing a poem about how I first came across Dylan Thomas and how he was the first writer, apart from the comics of D.C. Thompson, who made me think, this is wonderful. Back in the days when teachers were allowed a bit of freedom in what they taught, I was introduced to the magical Undermilk Wood. This is called 1969 Anno Dylani. To begin at the beginning, he said, often supposed to be the best of starts, but my being sent to technical school would likely stifle a love of the arts. No aptitude for wood or metalwork, out of place when it came to surveying and geometrical machine drawing. Did I pick the wrong school? I'm just saying. I might have supposed that Mr. Beddoes was some kind of agent provocateur, but at our school boys had to do German and couldn't do French until the 5th year. Working in a school run on old school rules, our new English teacher had an aura of being a bit of a rebel by hiding ties with a crew neck pullover. Producing his pièce de résistance, who knew French, not me, would turn out so good, handed us all a rather slim volume with the dull title of Undermilk Wood. Written by a strange young man called Dylan. At least his first name sounded quite modern. More rabbits on magic roundabouts with positively 4th Street still untrodden. Once opened, this Pandora's book had me hooked line after line in syncopation, whereby shifting of the normal accent becomes the opposite definition. Whoever thought English could be so Welsh? Whoever thought it could be so exciting? Whoever thought a 13-year-old boy could be enthralled by needlepoint writing? First voice when read by this young Englishman, okay, it was no Richard Burton, immersed me deep in a sea of sounds which to this day I have never forgotten. The dialogue fizzed like life, like real life that I heard every day on the street, whether it was mine or Tony Warren's. Gossip never shy of the indiscreet. Lovesick yearnings and marital disgust, filmic flitting from bedroom to kitchen. What'll the neighbours say? We hear it all. Snide supposition and downright bitching. Like people I knew who lived around here, although the setting was South Walian. Real folk, not like Lady Windermere's fan, the Winslow boy, or Shaw's Pygmalion. Driven along by hearsay and rumour, innuendo expanded like ripples, most passing over this young teenage head apart from Gossamer Bainan's nipples. But best of all was it made us laugh, which till now in English had been lacking. Much jollity had from each day until the time we had to hand the book back in. The kid who only ever read comics, who thought pictureless books weren't any fun, went down to Gerard's bookshop in Nelson and bought Thomas's Miscellany 1. His play for voices extolled such a whole. The word clouds painting thousands of pictures made it the sacred text I would live by and be more revered than other scriptures. As an acolyte, I would not accept precedents set by the Christian Church, 40 days and nights spent on Donkey Down, all the while beating myself with a birch. But I so wanted to be Welsh back then. Perhaps my family tree branched a bit. Wasn't I born within spitting distance a good black hawk of a coal mining pit? Progress to Welshness was somewhat stymied until my passion was blessed with reward. A coach trip with Burnley's Central Motors to Snowdonia and Betsy Cohen. A hand-knitted Blue Peter jumper marks the only photo of that long past time. I'm standing outside Carnarvon Castle in the investiture year, 69. With money burning holes in his pockets, a young tourist is easily tempted. A key ring or a plaque with your name on it, although Graham seemed always exempted. But with my mind set on much higher things and souvenir paraphernalia, I knew that trinkets would be no help in my deciphering of Dear Gwalia. But a comfort stop on the North Wales coast, not needed for a young bladder, is it? I found a gift shop in Colwyn Bay and made the most of my 10-minute visit. And there I saw it. Igeria Dua Bach, the answer to my language conundrum. This little Welsh dictionary popped up and stopped English from seeming so humdrum. Deep red like a school-issue Gideon, superseding my common prayer book, which was blue and duller than canticles, and bought for classes I never once took. My book buying passion extended to those teach yourself books in yellow and blue. I bought Icelandic and Russian as well. Found it too hard, didn't follow it through. I guess I was a tad disappointed the first time I ever heard Dylan's voice, speaking with received pronunciation. I guess the lad had been given no choice. Boys like me, who all thought we talked normal, lived in fear of being elocuted, where all our known words are taken away and our every sentence commuted. Marvellously monikered Miss Mossop would provide us with the diction we lacked. Ragged rascals like us hid behind rocks rather than enter her house with the plaque. She could inflate the flattest of vowels, revive to the recommended pressure, give CPR and other consonants, just to twist a child's tongue to leisure. But in a mill town back in the 60s full of Lancastrian rites of passage, there was never going to be the means for a lad to be taught the Welsh language. I took comfort in learning one Welsh word. Not for me, how now brown cow, like posh folk. Y clanffair chwich gwyn gich gogeri chwyn drob rolanticilio go go go. I'm grateful to the first of my heroes, to Dylan Thomas. I proffer my love for making me see the wonder of words. Because of that, I can't thank him enough. Thank you.